Hi folks, this is Rose from In Rose's Garden, and today we are going to make some key rings. I've got 3 of them laid out here, all ready to go, so let's turn down and we'll do them. Here is our 3 key rings all ready to get started. I've got a regular big key ring, which is obviously just a split ring for each, a tiny split ring for each, and I've laid out my bead pattern that I wish to use for each one, as well as I've gotten out some little pieces of German style wire. I'm not sure how long these are. Let's check, shall we? I just cut thinking this is about the size I needed. So that would be, looks like about 4 inches. Yeah, 3.5, about 3 3/4, 4 inches, something like that. That will work great. And all we're going to do is, well, I've got the Montana symbol out for each one of these since I'm from Montana. Now you can get different state, little state charms, but since I'm from Montana, that's the one I got. So now to start these, we can do one of 2 things. Make a simple loop to hook on our Montana, or we can do a wrapped loop and hook them right onto it. So let's start by making, I'm going to make a small wrapped loop. I'm only going to make maybe 1 or 2 turns on it. And I use my smallest bell making pliers to make my loops. They make a nice consistent loop, and they work out really well. So we're going to pull this around, but leave it open so we can hook our Montana onto it. And then we'll hold it and wrap at least, we'll try to get 2. We might get 3, but we'll try to get, well, no, I don't need more than 2. So take hold right above where the bend is and bring our wire around. Now, as I said, this is German style wire. I think it works much better for things like this. So now we're going to clip this little extra bit off right here and tuck in our wire. Now, if it looks like it's bent down here at the bottom and not going to sit properly, you can take hold of it and bend it so it will work the way you want it to, just like I just did there. Now we want to get this as straight as possible, and now we're going to string on the beads as we have them laid out here. So we got a little silver ball, a little pink flower, butterfly, a little blue flower, find its hole. Now I put these flowers in a way that the hole with it, that they the big one would face into the butterfly on both sides, because that way we don't need any filler beads. It just goes straight into, it just snugs right up to our butterfly. Okay, so then we have this little guy, our leaf, because all flowers must have leaves, and our, now this is as big as I would make this, as long as I would make it. I usually only use 3 beads. As you can see, we've got 4 here with the leaf, and I got that backwards here. It's all right. So now we need to just make the loop at the top. This loop we can just make like normal. We don't have to hook it on or anything, because let's face it, this split ring has to go onto the, we could hook it onto the split ring right now if we wanted to, but in general I just make put the split ring on so that I just feed it on after I have got this made. Now you want to make sure your split ring is going to hook on like this because it's going to go over this loop. So you want to make sure that you've made this loop in the right direction, which means we want it to go this way. So now we want to make another wrapped loop up at the top. So we just go around our pliers and bring it around like so. There she is. Now at this point you can put on your split ring if you want to, and maybe I will since we're right here anyway. And then we just do our wrap loop like normal. Now if you end up having your ring going the wrong direction, it's relatively easy just to take your and bend your pliers and bend the wire the way around. Just don't do it a lot. You don't want to break your wire, but now we'll trim that baby. Actually, we'll trim it back here just a ways so that it's not coming to the front. Trim this thing off and tuck it in. And there is our little now this looks like I might have crooked it, made it a little crooked when I was setting it in place. There we go. Now all we have to do is open our split ring, which I admit I do with my thumbnails, and just slide this baby around. And there we are. Our first one is finished. So now let's go do the other two. So we're going to do the same thing. We're just going to make a small loop at the bottom and feed our beads up and onto, and then put our Montana on there and feed our beads up and on. So just make a small 90-degree loop, or bend I should say. Take your bell making pliers or your round pliers, nose pliers if you prefer, up and around and over and down. Now we're going to slide our Montana onto there. Come on, babe. There we go. Hold this with our pliers right here where they come together. And then we're going to wrap with our second pair of pliers. Trim the excess. And tuck her in. Okay, she's looking relatively straight. I don't think I need to make too many pick movements to fix this one. So now we're going to put on our beads. So got this little plier opal for the bottom. Little platform for these other little pieces. And I have 3 tiny little 11/aught seed beads. Now I'm in a coppery brown color. Now these are going to go when the bear comes down. The hole is between his legs, as you can see there. So these beads will cover the wire, so you won't see that so much. Next, we've got a nice blue rice bead to represent the sky, and a little star. On it goes. Except for I think I want that the other way so that the little notch of the star sits down. So there is what our next one is going to look like. Now we need to wrap it up. So we'll just do what we did with the other. Take our pliers, bend it to 90 degrees, get our bell making pliers or our round nose pliers, put it in here, go all the way around, drop her down, bring her around so that she makes the lollipop shape. Then we're going to slide on our split ring, our smaller one. And we'll hold it right here and wrap. Trim off the excess. Let's get that pulled up a little bit here. Slide this star sideways so it's not in the way. Oops, that one went flying. And then tuck it in. So there is our little bear. Now we'll put it on its ring. And this one will be done. And there is our Montana key ring number 2. Now this next one's a little different because I'm using a fetish bear, or courage bear if you prefer to call it, as our central piece instead of a little metal one. And we've got a metal fetish sun instead of the glass bead above the top and a red agate bead at the bottom. So we're going to do just the same though when we start out by making this connection here with our Montana. So let's slide our Montana in there, get it held in place while we twist it. Trim that little bit extra and tuck it. Okie dokie, there is our charm attached. So now we're going to put on the red agate. And I'm going to switch this around because I noticed that this has a slight flaw in the top. It's a little flat. So that would be great for this bead to sit comfortably on. Then I have this teeny weeny little guy here. This will sit. Come on, baby, where's your hole at? There it is. This hole's a little off-centered there. So we may have to do a little wiggling here to get him to sit down a little better. Then we want to put it on our sun fetish, the top. Now we'll do our wraps. Wrap around, drop it, bring it around, get our lollipop shape. put on our little split ring and then do our wraps. Trim the excess and tuck it. And now that we have that done, we need to put this onto the other key ring, split ring, whatever you want to call it. Slide it on. And number 3 is finished. So there's our 3 key rings. Very simple process, very easy, but so cute. I hope you enjoyed watching me make these. And I think they're really cute. They turn out nicely, and yeah, I like doing them. So this is Rose from In Rose's Garden, and today we have been making simple key rings. 1, 2, and 3. I hope you enjoyed watching me make these, and maybe try one yourself. They're really simple. Just gotta have a few things to make them. And I always think they're fun to make. We'll see you later. Bye-bye.